Let's go to power pole 84194 in the Dunedin suburb of Green Island. Now, we covered the story earlier in the week. A rotten power pole on a precarious lane loaded with high voltage assets and close to a school, a busy main street and a local pub. Aurora, the lines company owned by the Dunedin City Council, told us it was red tagged, essentially flagged for replacement in June. Right, but as our Otago Southern reporter Timothy Brown has found out, that's not the full story.
On Wednesday, when this story first aired on Checkpoint, pole 84194 was slated for replacement, but no immediate strengthening work was required. However, within 24 hours, a concrete block was placed at its base and a $250,000 crane truck was attached to the top. In a statement, Aurora admits this is no coincidence.
The particular pole at Green Island is scheduled for replacement next week, but yesterday, due to the media attention, we have taken visible and immediate action to stabilise the pole.
Yet today, the truck is gone and another concrete block across the stream is in its place. And according to Richard Healy, a former employee turned whistleblower that sparked an audit of the company's network, the concrete block is nothing more than a PR exercise.
It looks really good when you've got a big heavy concrete block strapped to the bottom of the pole. So this isn't about reducing risk, this is about addressing public perception.
Mr. Healy says it's galling that it was first identified as a risk in June, and yet strengthening has only taken place after media attention. Only it wasn't first identified as a risk in June. Not this year anyway. The pole was inspected in 2015, 3 years ago, and was in a condition that required replacement back then. So why wasn't it? And why was it left off the company's fast-track pole program, which cost $30 million and ended in December last year? Mr. Healy says he has the answers.
Aurora's pole testing program is just shambolic. So nothing about this surprises me.
So you're saying that the fix for many of these red tag poles has in fact just been a claw hammer to remove the tag?
Yeah, absolutely. Not only has it been a claw hammer to remove the tag, but what you find is maybe 6 months later a new system is adopted to assess the poles and the red tag's been put back on.
When RNZ toured the city looking at previously red tag poles, we found some replaced, others now with blue tags and others still with no tags and no replacement. Which begs the question, how many red tags are there in the network? And how can a pole go from needing replaced within a year, max, one day, to perfectly fine the next? Well, we couldn't get Aurora to front for us, despite dozens of calls, emails and messages to their staff and others at the Dunedin City Council and Dunedin City Holdings. Dunedin's Mayor Dave Cull texted to say he agrees with Aurora's approach. And despite asking for days, we still don't know how many red tag poles there are in the network. In fact, neither does Aurora. Cold comfort for parents and caregivers of children at St Peter Chanel School.
I think it's actually quite dangerous for all the children that come in, anybody that comes in for any reason actually, not just the children, anybody.
And what would your reaction be if I told you that they actually first identified it as a risk back in 2015?
I think that's disgusting.
Yeah, that's terrible. You'd think that would be a priority, wouldn't you?
It's an issue to any pedestrian, isn't it? Because there's major weight on it. It's on a popular footpath and it could probably go.
And what if I told you, in fact, it was actually red tagged and identified as a risk first back in 2015, but they later took the tag off?
It doesn't surprise me. The infrastructure around power in Otago and Dunedin is terrible.
Aurora has given its assurance the pole will be replaced next week, but there's no date set for when we'll get answers. In Dunedin, for Checkpoint, Timothy Brown.